Hello, my name is Mainita. Here I will present my presentation title is Corporate Social Responsibility and Attitude. Corporate responsibility or corporate social responsibility is a concept that organizations, especially but not only companies, have various forms of responsibility toward all of their stakeholders, include customer, employees, shareholder, communities, and the environment in all aspects of company operation, which include economic, social, and environmental aspects. 7 steps of the decision-making process. 1. Decision identification. To make a decision, it must first be identified a problem that needs solving or a question that needs to be answered. 2. Gather relevant information. After identifying the decision, it's time to collect relevant information, the choice. 3. Identify the alternative. With the relevant information now at your fingertips, identify possible solution to the problem. 4. Consider the evidence. After being able to identify several alternatives, consider the evidence for or against the alternative. 5. Choice between alternatives. This is part of the decision-making process. Need to be known in making decision. 6. Take action. After making decision, develop a plan for making real and achievable decision. 7. Review your decision. After a certain period of time specified in the first step of the decision-making process to be able to review each decision carefully and honestly. Then there are 6 other factors that also come into play, influence making. 1. Physical. Are based on the feelings experienced in the body, such as discomfort or pleasure. There is a tendency to avoid behavior that cause feelings of displeasure and instead choose behavior that give pleasure. 2. Emotional. Is based on feelings or attitudes. People will reach to a solution subjective. 3. Rational. Based on people's knowledge, getting information, understanding situation and various consequences. 5. Practical. Based on individual skill and ability to carry out. Someone will judge self-potential and self-confidence through ability to act. 5. Interpersonal. Based on the influence of exciting social network, relationship between one person to other can influence individual action. 6. Structural. Based on social, economic, and political spheres, the environment may produce results that support or characteristic a particular behavior. Factors affecting decision to make. Ethical or unethical. There are 3 factors that influence ethical decision, namely ethical intention of decision, moral development of manager, and ethical principles used to solve problems. Principle of ethical decision making. 1. The principle of long-term self-interest in an ethical principle where managers do not need to take any action that is not concerned with, do not need to take any action. The manager personal or organizational long-term interest. 2. The principle of personal habit is an ethical principle which believes that you should not do anything that is dishonest, not believe that you should not do anything that often inconspicuous on does not like being reported in newspaper or television. 3. The principle of religious order is an ethical principle which believes that managers should not commit bad action and not create social attitude where everyone works together achieving goals that are accepted by socially. 4. The principle of government regulation is the ethical principle that requires managers not to act against the law because the law preparation and minimum moral standard. 5. The principle of mutual benefit is an ethical principle which states that managers should not commit action that do not result in greater good to society. 6. The principle of personal right is an ethical principle which ensures that managers should not commit action that violate the agreed right of others. Manager tries to encourage habit be ethical. 1. Selection of employees. The selection process or interview, test, background check, background and so on should be skilled as ever. You need to learn about the levels of person moral, development, value, personal, ego power, and locus of control. 2. Code of ethics and rules of decision making. Uncertainty about what is ethical and cannot be a problem for employees. 3. Leadership. Doing business with ethics required commitment from top manager. Why? Because they are people who upload spirit, values, and the culture of an organization. 4. Job goals and performance appraisals. Under the pressure of unrealistic goals, employees who cannot be said to be ethical may feel they have no choice but to do whatever is necessary to meet the objective. 5. Ethics training. More and more organizations are preparing seminar, workshop, and similar ethics training program